Good afternoon. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Natasha Blommaert. Would like to tell you how we as Flemish Agency for Road and Traffic implementing an asset management master plan and lifecycle asset information management through BIM for all our assets, including our tunnels. As an asset manager, we are responsible for maintaining and managing 7,000 kilometers of roads, 7,700 kilometers of bicycle paths, and numerous of other assets, including several tunnels. Therefore, we are the infrastructure manager of the Flemish road network in Belgium. The agency's asset management vision, which regards smooth, safe, and sustainable mobility for all road users, could not be achieved without reliable and future-proof infrastructure networks as a foundation. This means that the asset management vision focuses on the following three objectives: ensuring reliable and future-oriented infrastructure networks, managing the transport network of the future driven by innovation and digitalization, and this requires a robust asset management master plan to get and maintain the assets in a good condition. We have been working for years on the various domains of asset management for certain asset types. For example, everybody is familiar with our state of the roads, state of the road appurtenance reports, in which we communicate openly about the state of our assets, and this is a realization within the domain of asset management decision-making. Lifecycle delivery is also ingrained in our day-to-day operations and can be found in our organizational strategical plan, which focuses heavily on asset management. For the next two registries, we have defined an asset management master plan that focuses primarily on an integrated approach and is committed to the three pillars to include a more system-driven asset management in our processes, more specific on governance level, policies and fundamentals, and operational anchoring. Based on the steady growth across the various domains of asset management, we want to strengthen our foundations with this master plan by making the domains more responsive to each other and bringing them closer together. So we hope to involve more towards predictive maintenance and risk management through this systematic asset management approach. To manage the transport network of the future, driven by innovation and digitalization, we started to implement Building Information Management, or BIM. Asset knowledge or asset information management becomes more and more important and provides inputs for all asset management domains. Because a good lifecycle asset management and asset management decision-making is based on up-to-date, complete, and trustworthy information about all physical assets. We believe that BIM can be a driving force in updating and maintaining the asset information and knowledge. Using BIM gives us an opportunity to efficiently collect available information across the entire life cycle of those assets by gathering the information once, as close at the source as possible, and exchanging it in a standardized way. For this, we created an OTL, or Object Type Library, as a standard and data standardization or common language on which we want to collaborate with all parties. The OTL establishes a uniform manner which information can be achieved and collected during the whole entire life cycle. So we can make the uniform data available for those who needs it at any time during the project. And everybody will interpret and update it in the same way. Whether that is being during the study phase of a project, during the execution of the works on site, or during the maintenance in the period thereafter. It should simplify our operations through better information and knowledge about our assets, and will enable it will be enable us or make it more possible to make better asset management decisions and translate them into an investment and maintenance program. So, okay. Our BIM and asset management vision toward focuses on 3 tracks. Working with the help of a BIM model facilitates a new and more integrated way of collaboration between the construction parties involved by shaping these digital twins together. In addition, BIM modeling offers us the possibility to save on cost, to implement improvements from a virtual model on the construction process. And finally, BIM management ensures that all the relevant data can be stored and structured on a uniform manner and can be used for asset management purposes. We thus not only focus on BIM modeling as an asset manager, but also on BIM management, because the data becomes more essential for the operation and maintenance in the decades after a project. BIM therefore offers us many more advantages than just the upcoming renovations. It offers us insights into the as-is and the existing state of the tunnel, which over years looks a little bit different than the old as-built plans, and it also says more than those piles of paper. It gives us a digital representation that exposes secrets. It's more difficult to interpret a 2D plan of a schematic scheme of an electromechanical plan, for example. It gives us a clear view of the relationships between objects and installations and their dependencies. It creates incredible added value towards predictive maintenance, simulation, exercises, training, and possible risk analysis, where you can see a few examples of these models here. It gives us an opportunity to reduce the knowledge gap by collecting, securing, unlocking, and interpreting the information in the right way. For example, every structural healthy analysis can be performed in more detail, and a digital twin model should form a basis that can also be combined with expert knowledge, risk analysis results, inspection data, remote monitoring system, and so on. In this way, monitoring can be more data-driven, and it improves the decision-making and risk management. And that is why we now created a BIM model for all our tunnels and the tunnels on our Flemish road network. To create those models in such detail, we start from thousands of plans of the existing tunnel structure, traffic plans, lighting plans, safety equipment, and so on, and combine those with laser scanning point clouds, for example, for updating and detailing the models. Now, the 3D models can serve as a basis for developing the vision for the future asset management of tunnels, updating the information from the start of a new project, of a renovation, planning and preparing the maintenance works based on prospection without terrain visit and enclosure of the tunnels, a virtual and augmented reality 3D model for evacuation analysis, fire simulations and training, and 3D location of incoming alarms and calls. So on the long-term vision is focusing on a better and more efficient asset management, for which the BIM methodology can really help us collect the asset information and knowledge we need. However, also on a short term, on a project level, BIM can already deliver us a lot of advantages and create an added value during the design and execution phase of a specific renovation project. But it brings more than that together. It brings us, one thing is certain, a digital twin model that's critical for our future decisions in lifecycle asset management of our tunnels. In this way, we want to ensure infrastructure networks in a reliable and future-oriented manner to manage the transport network of the future, driven by innovation and digitalization. We are now focusing on building information management, and in this way, we map out our tunnels in detail and seize the benefits of BIM to make our asset information management transparent for lifecycle asset management and decision-making purposes. For us, BIM of the digital twin technology is just more than a buzzword, but it's the key to support us as road authority of tomorrow in our asset management visions, actions, but always also towards connected and automated driving, where we hope to be able to provide the digital twin models as high-definition maps. So for us, the conclusion is, after all, no smooth mobility without reliable and future-proof infrastructure networks as a foundation, based on asset information management. Thank you for your attention. Are there any questions?
Yes, Natasha, I see a question coming up from Arjan Bennig. You talked about a 13-kilometer infrastructure with 24 tunnels. Mm-hmm. Do you have all the data, digital data, already available?
We now have already 9 models available, very detailed. And this is from the largest tunnels, the most important one, and they're also being used now for the renovation projects and safety plans we are making. But there will upcome, of course, more and more digital twin models. It's a vision we also use for all our road equipment. So the tunnels are the first ones, but they will continue making on the BIM methodology, to the BIM methodology onwards, every assets, making them available.
And can you give an idea on the time frame? As you were saying, 9 models are already available. Yeah. When did you start it?
A year and a half ago, and the first model was the most difficult one, because then we really have to be able to enrich the methodology, and how can we form a rudimental model from the plans, how can we use new technologies like laser scanning, photogrammetry, and so on to improve them. And the first model took 3 months of the Kennedy Tunnel, and now in the year after that, we have become 9 mature models and digital twins that already been used for the preparing the innovation projects and studies, but also being used now for operational maintaining purposes.
Thank you. There is also a question of Elvira Hazendonk. Is there any collaboration over the policy makers for the different models, for the different modes in Flanders? Or plan to share your asset management approach and BIM data? So more about the policy.
Yeah, there is a policy. We have a vision. We have a policy instead of that. We have also standard documents that describe the policy, how we want to enhance the BIM methodology in our projects, not only for tunnels, but also for road projects, or bridge projects, and so on. And we also have a collaboration with the market parties, like engineering offices and contractors. And we are also looking to reach out a hand to our other, road network partners, for example, colleagues of Wallonie, and also other asset managers.
Are you aware that they already have experience as you have, the other asset managers?
Some they are, but we are quite a pioneer, I think. We really given the first step, and I think now the other asset managers in Belgium are following, but we are not a pioneer in Europe. I think the Netherlands, England, and the Scandinavian countries are much ahead on us on that.
Okay. Next question in the chat. How do you make sure external partners buy into the BIM methodology and input their data in the correct way in the data model? Question from Mans Maarten.
Yeah, that's why we created a data standard, a sort of a common language where we defined for every object that's written out in standardization bodies also, but it's now described in a data model that is as machine readable or human readable data standard. And it's our object type library that describes what we need to know about every object, how you model it, and how information can be crossed to every partner in the life cycle and ecosystem. So
yes, a question related to what you said from Hans Bruinsma. How have you determined what data you need and what quality you need? Accuracy, reliability, timelines?
Yeah, we determined that with a lot of working groups and a lot of experts of the specific objects. We combined them together in a lot of working groups where we defined which kind of data needs and information needs we have. Which kind of reports do you want to? What kind of data-driven monitoring do you want to do? What kind of analysis and simulations do you want to do? And by answering that kind of questions, we come up to the data standard I just explained, and it's available for everybody on the internet, and that is the way we establish our data-driven thinking, because by combining this kind of knowledge in a data standard, you have a uniform way, a standardized way to do the BIM methodology first of all, but also to collaborate on data and working together with all partners.
A question also in relation to this by Josephine van Huysen. Are you looking at other countries in asset owners to define these standards? So you were saying you were pioneers, but not in our country, but not, of course, in the European context. So will you continue looking to the other countries?
Of course. We have already the second CEDAR call now started, and we started in 2015 with the first CEDAR call of finding a European OTL, of finding a European way with other national road authorities on defining the BIM methodology on a standardized way. And we are now working further in a second BIM call and a BIM research project on make it sure that it's more available also for asset information management purposes. So yes, we are collaborating with other partners in Europe on a CEDAR level.
So in this way, it's also possible that you see it in the other way and that you will make your library available also to other partners in these countries. It's a question from Johan Beckers.
Yes, we already have in the first CEDAR call find guidelines for linked open data to combine all OTLs and all libraries together across borders, and this is the way we're working further now on make it more applicable to our countries and our organizations.
Thank you. I don't see any further questions.
We have one.
So I suggest to close the session here so we can make use of this spare time to go to the next sessions. Thank you very much, Natasha.
Bye.